Hi viewers, this is Anchal Puri on Spotify with Taza Talks. Today we are welcoming our esteemed guest. She is a seasoned leader with 23 years of experience in IT and digital transformation. Her name is Iman Mishra. She already has come to my studio and हमारे ताजा टॉक्स प्लेटफॉर्म के स्टूडियो पे वो आ चुकी हैं और बहुत ही आभार व्यक्त करते हैं कि आज वो हमारे बीच में है। बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करती हैं, बेहतरीन तरीके से लोगों के डायरेक्शंस को, उनके पाथ को चेंज करती हैं। सो वेलकम इमॉन मैम।
Thanks, Anshul.
हेलो,
Hello.
वेलकम।
Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure for coming here and talking about few things. So yeah, and good evening to everybody.
ओके, सो मैम, first of all, I would like to know about few things. छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन आप हमारे व्यूअर्स को दीजिए।
Sure. So this is Iman. As Anshul has already mentioned, I have been in IT for more than 23 years. I having family. I stay in Bangalore. I have handsome boys, 17 years and 9 years old. Yeah, and I have experienced a lot during my journey, not as just coach. I have been doing team management when I was just 8 years experience in IT. Somehow I had that passion, and I chose to do the team leading project management as a very early age of my career. From then onwards, I have also traveled to different countries. I have seen people. I have handled the client from face to face. I have seen different emotional differences across culture. Yeah, altogether, it became my passion. And one point of time, I understood that it's not just guiding the team which I'm handling in the work assignment. I have a strong feeling to help, especially women, guiding them to find out clarity, purpose with the inner strength which they already have. So that's all. I'm here and happy to answer your questions, Angel.
Wonderful. So मैम, after 23 years in IT leadership, what was the turning point that led you towards life coaching?
Yeah, so it's been a few years. What happened is, I constantly found that certain things really, attracts me, like dealing with people, dealing with psychology, and I have a strong passion to understand people when I come across. Like, if I see there is a problem in the performance of a person, I really don't talk to the person in a forum. I will even understand the facial expression, emotions, gesture, attitude of the person. I'll try to understand if they are emotionally, exhausted somewhere, maybe at the personal front. So I always try to go a bit beyond than just work assignment. I can tell you certain things like I was a leader when I was just having 8 years experience, as I said. That time I used to have some graduate hires, like recently passed out from the engineering colleges and joined. I used to see them so thoroughly. Like I will see somebody is not eating in the cafeteria. I'll take her out and I'll say, "Why are you not eating?" "No, I am not used to with this food. I am from so and so place, and I always stayed with my parents." And maybe two boys, they have differences, and they actually competing with each other because they are from similar background of studies or results. So I used to see them so much in detail, and I used to help them in a way so that it impacts my work in a positive way. So from there onwards, it is like, you can't count the number of incidents I have come across, and I still see people messaging me whom I have left 10 years before. you have guided me, and that's where I feel these or that. So slowly I felt this is another thing which I must explore. It might help so many people around me, and it should not be restricted only to the people whom I am interacting very closely in my day-to-day life. So that's where it has come from. I wanted to move my digital leadership to the inner leadership.
Okay. So, how do you define inner strength in today's fast paced competitive worlds?
So inner strength is not about being, tough, loud, or constantly on. It is much, quieter and more powerful. Inner strength is the ability to remain steady, clear, and conscious regardless of external pressure. Like you should be having the steadiness to face the criticism without collapsing or reacting defensively. Then the clarity. Clarity is simple. You know what you are doing and why you are doing it aligns to your purpose. And then it comes with the awareness or consciousness. What you are responding, you understand thoroughly and you are not reacting out of habit. These are
Mhm.
very basic, definition or the criteria. When you look at yourself and say, "Am I having the inner strength?" Then you must have all three of this, and moreover, you should have the self trust. You should feel yourself enough. People will give feedback. Women, if you say, women get feedback across, right? And then you should not feel that you are not having value. And then you should be grounded under the pressure. You should not be overwhelmed. So, not losing the balance when things are not going as you thought of or you plan to see.
Mhm.
You must be okay to face the uncomfortable truth. People will give you feedback. Sometimes you must be open to accept the mistake. That's very important. You must be showing up honestly with yourself and with others. So there are few such things. If we can practice, I think that builds your inner strength to a certain level, of course. Yeah.
Correct, correct, correct. Many people feel stuck despite success. So, what do you think they are missing internally?
Yeah, there will be a lot of people. You will see externally they are extremely well. They are doing all the things like from outside, doing well, but they are not, they are not satisfied, right? And they feel stuck. Even they are doing everything, they feel stuck. They feel lost. They have a burnout. A lot of burnout symptoms you will see. So the thing is, when you are doing in a competitive world, you are always going to the target. Like, I have this target, I have got the promotion, now I have to prove next year I should be good enough. And my friend is doing already this position, I have to do, I have to reach there. So continuous competition and trying to reach the target which is external measurement instead of being peaceful, finding out why I am here, what I want to have, what I want to be, right? And that clarity and purpose of the life is extremely essential. I think whenever somebody comes to my platform and wants to connect with me, I first discuss about the clarity before even starting any session. I always say that have the clarity. Sometimes people are not able to sleep, right? They don't know what they have to do next. They're thinking about office, they're thinking about relationship, they're thinking about the children, everything, health, but doesn't know that which one is most important and how to plan them, what is my clear vision.
Mhm.
So when you are externally extremely well to do, you must look inward. You are the human, we got the human intelligence to look inward and take a pause, understand ultimately it's a journey. It has to be beautiful. It doesn't need to be like you have to be so and so having so and so wealth, so much big house, and whatever those materialistic stuff. Of course, these are important. I'm not saying that we don't need it, but if you are just running without having a clarity and purpose, it is a disaster. Yeah, that's what I understand. Yeah.
Jay. So, ma'am, what are the biggest mindset blocks you have seen in professional transitioning into leadership roles?
Yeah. So see, the when a person moves into the leadership, it is it is not the shift of the skill. It's about the identity. Previously, you were maybe a big architect or accountant or whosoever. You were an individual. Now you are a leader. So biggest mindset is like holding on to what made them successful
Mhm.
earlier, instead of evolving how they think and relate to work and the people. One thing they might feel, I must have all the answers, right? And you don't need to have all the answers. The moment you want to know more and more, there is no end being a leader to know, and you have a limitation, right? You
Right.
don't need to learn more, but because it will reduce your collaboration if you think in this way. You will not be able to build a strong team because you want to understand everything on your own. It will be reducing the growth of others. So we should shift for being an expert to enabling intelligence in the team. Then difficulty in letting go, feeling like I can only do the things, nobody else. So I can't delegate, right? And it goes to the micro and management, burnout, and all those stuff. Then sometimes when a person becomes leader, he or she might have a habit of seeking approval. Now you are the leader, you are empowered and enabled, right? And you cannot think of like, I will be disliked, I will be judged. All those things you need to take out of your mind. You need to take tough decisions if required, and you need to have the clarity why you are taking, and you are holding the responsibility of the unit or the program which you are handling, right? So that is also there. Then sometimes there will be risk issues, uncertainty. Some people will be having discomfort to handle those, facing
Hmm.
those problems. They want to just avoid. Sometimes they won't give the right status or will not open up the actual risk and issues to the team, and team feels very derailed. Sometimes even the directors level, sometimes they will not discuss about actual problem, so they will not close the actual problem, they won't fix it. They will fix something else which is not fixing any problem. So understanding the root cause and being open, having courage to face that truth is very important. Then another thing I have seen, that when there are teams or subordinates try to have some discussion about the career and whatever, and they are talking about their performance, their expectation, people are trying to avoid those conversation. Being a
Hmm.
leader, you have stepped up to leader, right? You cannot move away. Then what happens? It creates team to dysfunction. It will be silent resentment within the team. Team will feel very demotivated, and we need to have that courage to understand, being transparent, and handle those situations. Then short term fix, then long term actual resolution. This is also there. These are a couple of them I can feel, which leader have many times as blocker
Yeah.
to move forward. Yeah.
Right. So, ma'am, you have worked in digital transformation. How is inner
Right.
transformation different yet connected?
Yeah, they are different, but it's like a philosophy. You sometimes digital transformation, inner transformation, they are very related when you think philosophically, right? See, digital transformation is like you are changing a old or legacy technology to a new technology.
Hmm.
And inner transformation is like you have a old way of being and living, and you are moving to a new way of moving and living with complete clarity and consciousness. Now how do we explain a bit more transformation? is focusing on efficiency, scale, speed to market, optimization of the processes. It improves the systems, processes, and outcomes. When it is inner transformation, it is about the clarity of the perception. So when you have complete clarity and the purpose with the confidence, then only you are able to use the digital transformation. The simple example, when we look at, say, we are doing ChatGPT, Google, we are going to the media like social media, Insta, where we are just scrolling because we don't know why we are scrolling, what we are scrolling.
Yeah.
It's generic problem, most of the kids today, and they are not at the age even to understand all those, right? Especially the kids who are quite junior.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes a habit because we have the digital transformation, we have everything on the earth available in all these platforms, but we are not concentrating on focusing on searching a particular topic, reading thoroughly, making your own understanding. All those things we are not doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not having the clarity and purpose of doing what we are doing. So
Mm-hmm.
that is why we are not connected. So if we are having those, then your usage of digital transformation is extremely helpful for your inner transformation growth. Then I would say a few things very related, like digital transformation is like the goal is to scale the operation, but the inner transformation is the goal is to stabilize your inner state, your thoughts, your emotion, right? A stable inner state of mind allows leaders or allowed any individual to handle uncertainty, complexity, all these things without burnout, without being reactive to whatever is happening around you. Scalability as a main thing for the digital transformation,
Mm-hmm.
because digital transformation doesn't roll out version 1 only, right? Everything you see after 6 months there is an upgraded version. What is this? That
Yes.
is scaling. So when you are stabilizing yourself internally, then only you can scale up. If you are in a chaos internally, you can't scale up wherever you are,
Right.
right? So that's how you are, these two are connected. Then I would say one thing I have seen, when people are having the complete calm, cool mind, clear objectives, everything, then you will see they're able to do externally very well. They are achieving their goals, right? They are not lost. So digital transformation is like, success will come, all this success in your outside world, right? It is all about like how we measure our digital transformation with the KPI. Okay, this much, business or revenue or growth, all these things have come because of our transformation. Similarly, if you have the inner transformation in a right way, you
Mm-hmm.
will be able to achieve your external success automatically. You don't need to really make it a very hard way of achieving. When we don't know, we try different things, we are work 12 hours, but it is not giving you the success because your effort is not aligned to your uh, success or the purpose which you have put together, right?
Mm.
So it's connected this way.
Right.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, what daily habits can help someone develop emotional resilience?
Yeah. So emotional resilience, I would say, it's very connected with few things. Like I normally say three major things you should do. One is affirmation. In the morning, think positive. Say, I am going to do all good stuff. I will be doing, exercise. I think exercise, any form is very much required. And you must affirm, and that affirmation on daily basis help you to get it done. Then all other parameters, be it at home or your work, dealing with friends, whatever is your affirmation you want to achieve, you must put it as a positive way and you keep being there. Because if you are in affirmation and you are putting the effort continuously, if not today, tomorrow, you are going to achieve it. And whenever there, another thing which I feel is pausing. Second is pausing when you are not in a situation which you are thinking it should happen. You don't like to face the certain situation. Do not react defensively. Do not react, immediately from your habit. Take a pause, think through, answer with your complete consciousness. All your answers to the external incidents lead to the outcome. And then you should say, like, okay, I am extremely overwhelmed. I am too stressed. I am depressed. Right? Instead of telling this intense word, if you can use the adjectives and adverbs which are mild, it helps because you mean what you say and you say what you mean. When you are saying very strong word like extreme, exhausted, extremely very badly, affected today. Instead of that, if you say, I'm mildly sick, I'm a bit overwhelmed, those words are really helpful. So,
Mm-hmm.
whenever things are not at per your plan, take a pause and use these kind of way of handling things. The third one is saying no. When you are very sure you don't want to do, or it can be the priority list of yours is not matching to the ask from whosoever it is coming, be at home or at office, please say no with a politeness, with a justification, and move on to your own decision. Give a timeline if you feel the ask is genuine. Give a timeline. It can be after an hour.
Mm.
At that point of time, you must be on something, right? You must say no. So that's very important because especially women have a problem that they can't say no very often, right?
Right.
Even men also at times, we they are in the workplace, they might feel the same thing. Some people over stress themselves because they can't say no to their boss. Even see, if there is a situation which you feel your leader is standing by you and there is a critical situation, of course we have to do. But if it is a regular basis, then it is important that you say no. Right? So these are the three things. And at the end of the day, if you can just, pause and think, how was my day? I have done great job. These are my learnings. I will, implement in my future activities. I am good enough. So there is no point of feeling bad or feeling, not so good. I am small. Those things are not good. This we should not say. We should pat ourselves, saying that we have done our best.
Okay.
So these are the few things I feel it helps you to be emotionally intelligent if you can practice these things regular basis.
If I
Yeah.
talk about you, ma'am, so how do
Mhm.
you balance your personal and professional life?
Yeah. I normally feel there is nothing called balancing. It's all prioritizing. There are too many things. If you really feel that you have to balance everything, you can't balance. Some things you have to let it go either for tomorrow, or maybe some things are not at all important if you think through about your whole purpose. Take it easy, let it go. When
Yeah.
you are prioritizing certain things, you must be focusing on that. So if you are focusing whole day about the best food you are offering to your family members, and you also want to be at best for your work, then it will not lead anywhere. Neither you will be at best at your cooking nor at office. If you feel your career, your identity at workplace matters you, please prioritize that. Maybe you can say, okay, these 3 hours I will be prioritizing my work. I'll finish these two things, then I'll keep 30 minutes for my cooking. I will take the support from outside because I'm earning, I can spend a bit more than maybe the people, the women who are homemakers. I'll do that, I'll get it done. There are various ways to make it happen. So make it happen. whatever it is, right? In your life, you want to achieve something, make it happen. Do not think you will be balancing every single thing on this earth.
If someone
Hmm.
feels
Hmm.
lost in life right
Yeah.
now, so what is the
Hmm.
first
Hmm.
step they should take today?
First, they should stop fixing anybody or anything around them. If they try, they will not be able to come out from that situation. And feeling lost is not a disaster. We are born with the human intelligence. It is a privilege that you felt lost. Now it is a time to look inward. Instead of feeling that you are in victimhood, somebody has done something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
you know, look inward, take 100% responsibility of whatever happening around you, and focus on small thing. Like even if you are drinking tea, try to focus on that. If you have a hobby, take out some time and spend on that. So these are very important thing. And feeling lost makes means you need to have your goal setting. It can happen, right? See now, see, because of AI, because of challenges due to war and everything, people are having challenges in jobs also, right? And if things are not going fine, you might feel lost, but it doesn't mean that that's the end of the tunnel. What happens, people feel that I have no path to move forward, and that's why I'm lost. What is lost? You are on the road, you don't know where to go and how to reach your home. Whatever be the reason, then only you are lost, right? In an actual way of the lost. So that's the problem. You have to sit and talk to yourself, understand what is there, what is my purpose. Is my job is the only purpose in my life? Okay, where are the things? Maybe you can follow ikigai. What are the things I am good at? Where I can be paid for?
Mm.
What is the need of the world at this point of time?
Mm.
Sometimes people are educated and they feel, okay, I'm not doing a job, means I'm not doing anything. If you are educated, you try to spread your education to the people. There can be even busy parents who cannot teach their children,
Mm.
including me. So I'm just giving just an example that you are always good at something. Start doing this more and more. Make a small plan, like daily basis, weekly basis. Try to make a plan. Yeah, sometime you will feel lost, but you will find out a way. So there is nothing called end of your
Yeah.
journey. Yeah.
So, ma'am, let's do one rapid fire round.
Okay.
Yeah. So, basically, leadership or freedom,
Freedom,
confidence or clarity,
clarity,
one word that defines you,
strength,
morning routine or night productivity,
morning routine.
biggest fear you conquered,
Biggest fear is uh, not feeling enough.
one
I have
habit that
conquered
changed your life,
one habit. Consistency,
coaching or corporate, what excites you most,
coaching.
books or podcast,
At recent time, podcast.
one
Yeah.
advice you live by daily.
If it is meant for me, it is up to me.
Success means according to you.
Success means being fulfilled and achieved on your purpose of life.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, how do people connect with you directly for your services? More, what are the main platforms that they can connect?
So, I think, yeah, they can directly message in Instagram, then Facebook. Yeah, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see my email ID. So they can drop an email there. I can be reached out by any of those means. And I'm very fond of helping people for relationship and for the career development, any kind of women leadership or any strength they feel is lost, I can help. Yeah.
Wonderful, ma'am. So it was really incredible conversation with you. And
Thank you so much.
डेफिनेटली एपिसोड रिलीज होते ही लिंक शेयर कर दिया जाएगा व्यूअर्स.
Thank
एंड
you.
मैम से कनेक्ट आप डायरेक्टली कर सकते हैं क्योंकि उसके अंडर ही हम मैम के लिंक्स आपको शेयर कर देंगे. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच. स्टे ट्यून्ड.